Hello and welcome to another episode of the James Granström podcast, Super Soul Model series. Everything on this show is designed to help uplift you and inspire you and help you tap and tune in to your natural state of well-being. Today's show is all about how to become an alchemist. If you're enjoying the show, please remember to like, subscribe and share, and please leave a review wherever you're listening to this. It so appreciates and helps support the show. How to become an alchemist. In ancient times, alchemy was when people used to turn base metals into gold. They would literally have that chemical process would be a transmutation where you would convert this base metals, whether it be lead or steel, and turn it into gold. And that was almost what Jesus did when he was turning water into wine. And we're doing it all the time, but we don't even recognize that we're doing it because we've got bombarded with so much information. We don't even recognize our own power. And the purpose of this episode is to help you recognize your own power so that you become an alchemist, a conscious alchemist, and you're able to transmute anything in your life and convert it from one state into another. Turn your pain and turn it into possibility. Turn your challenges and turn them into possibilities. Use them as leverage. That is what an alchemist is. Years ago, I read a book by Paulo Coelho, who's a Brazilian author who wrote a book, and it was called none other than the title of this show, The Alchemist. And it's all about a shepherd from Spain who goes out on his adventure and he's looking for his own treasure. He's looking for his own pot of gold. And in his journey, he travels through to Morocco in the north part of Africa and leaves his home only to have an experience of having all these different encounters, only to discover that the treasure that he was looking for was already at home on his own land. Now, this is exactly like us as individuals and as a collective. We're all having our own experience. This is what I also like to call, as Joseph Campbell would refer to it, as the hero's journey. We are the hero we seek of our own journey. It's our inner hero or inner heroine that we are seeking. And in order to become an alchemist, we have to transmute and convert our challenges and problems and use them as leverage in order to convert ourselves from one form to another, which means we need to convert our consciousness from one state to another. So an alchemist is really someone who's able to transmute their consciousness from maybe a negative state to a positive state, someone who's always able to use the challenges and pain of life and convert them and pivot from them in order to create a better environment for yourself. So how do you become an alchemist? What is the purpose of converting one state to another? Really, alchemy and being an alchemist and how to become an alchemist is just really a metaphor. It's a metaphor for being able to live in the modern world and transmute the challenges that you face. And when you're able to transmute those challenges and use them as stepping stones to something greater, then you're actually turning any challenge that you have into positive energy. You're transmuting that negative challenge, those problems, those heavy emotional problems that may present to you in either relationships, maybe it's financial, maybe it's health. Whatever your challenges may be, these are stepping stones. And if you can use them as stepping stones, what you're doing is you're consciously becoming an alchemist, and you're becoming the hero of your own journey by having the problems and being able to overcome them. And every problem and every challenge you have is really your ability to become a better alchemist, ability to be able to convert those challenges, pivot from them and use them as leverage for something way better. So one of the ways that you can learn to become an alchemist is not only understanding what it is, which is someone who's able to transmute challenge and turn it into positive, but it's also being able to be resourceful, be creative. If we look at the old word, an alchemist was someone who's able to convert base metals into gold. But nowadays we could look at it and go, I'm going to use all the creativity that I have. I'm going to use everything that I have my access to and turn it into something beautiful. If you're someone who's a musician, maybe you can just use whatever you have, whatever instrument you have, and start recording it and being able to share it on things like YouTube or Spotify or whatever. It doesn't matter what you have, it's how you use what you have and turn it into something better. Because real alchemy is being able to be highly resourceful with what you have. All artists and all musicians do this. And we all love a documentary which shares the journey of someone from a rags to riches story. These people are truly alchemists, because what they're doing is taking their passion and using whatever they have and whatever instruments they have, and being able to share that passion, ignite that passion, put the passion straight into the work, and then that creates this beautiful energy around it, which eventually, if you're able to share it on platform, which has never been easier right now to share stuff on YouTube or Spotify or on so many different platforms, this is alchemy at work. So where can you look at your own life? Where can you look to use your gifts and talents and help more and more people along the way? Turn those heavy challenges, turn those challenges of maybe not enjoying your work so much and being able to pivot from that and turn it into something beautiful. For me in podcasting, I've used the challenges of maybe not having certain work available to me anymore, such as modeling. So I've decided that I was going to go ahead and start sharing more information on spirituality, positivity, mindset, health, success. This is all what I'm so super interested in, and I've got so much knowledge now. I'm an alchemist in the sense that I'm using my knowledge and wisdom to share with more and more people. And as more and more people pick up on the ideas and are able to do it for themselves, this creates this absolute force field of well-being, not only for yourself, but for the people around you. So using your creativity and being extremely resourceful is a sense of alchemy. So look at your life, look at your challenges, look at your pains, and activate that alchemy within you. It's about using your talents and gifts and transmuting the pain that you've felt, and share your passion with the world, because the more passion that you have, the greater gift of alchemy you give to the world, because the world is always needing more creators. We don't want to become regurgitators of life. We are creators of life. History may repeat itself in terms of rhymes, but it's never identical. So we don't want to just regurgitate and rehash old storylines over and over again. What we want to do is create more beautiful things and add more beautiful things to the world. And as we do that, that's how we tap into this inner alchemy. Alchemy is in your blood. It's in your ancestors' blood. And it's not just about turning base metals into gold. It's turning ideas into gold. It's turning, your creativity into gold. And what I love about the journey of the book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, was the boy had to go along and have his own experience of the ups and the downs to eventually come back home to realize that everything he needed was already there. And that's very much like our own life. Look at your own life. Where are your challenges? Are you wanting to get out of wherever you are and move to another location? Maybe you are. But look for the blessings where you are, because that is where the gold is. Where you are is absolutely perfect. So consider gold in the sense of, look at all the blessings around you. Look at all the hidden blessings. Have you overlooked anything, that you haven't recognized that could be really of great benefit to you? Everything you need is always around you, but you have to keep your eyes open. But we also want the journey. We also need the journey to be able to feed our soul, to feed our mind. That's why having a holiday is so important, because we always feel refreshed when we come back and we see where we are and our lives with a new set of eyes again. But when we're in the same place as we have been for COVID for quite some time, what we've noticed is that all we're looking at is just the same old, same old. So we need to be able to recognize, looking through the eyes of alchemy, how can we use what we have and turn it into something great? And that is what true alchemy is. It isn't the physical finding of treasure in your own backyard, but you may find that. It's the finding the great ideas and solutions that are all around you. Alchemy is essentially pivoting from negative to positive, which then leads to true fulfillment. Fulfillment is the essence of who we are when we are absolutely full of positive energy. That's when we feel truly fulfilled. We feel truly satisfied. And that happens when we're contributing to other people and we're in harmony and in flow with life. And, I've been playing around with this for so many years, and sometimes I feel fulfilled and sometimes I don't. And I recognize that when I don't, it's because I'm not in that giving mode. So it's constantly tapping back into either giving to myself more to take better care of myself, or wanting to add value to other people. Because as soon as you forget about yourself, you're adding value and you're filling yourself up with more energy. And an alchemist is someone who's looking to add more to the world, add more beauty to the world, add more gold to the world, metaphorical gold, add more value to the world. That's what an alchemist is. Think about where you can do that, and when you do, you become a true alchemist and you begin to tap in to that hero within yourself, or heroine, where this magnificent positive energy of well-being begins to flow and reside. And when you fill yourself up with this type of energy, you become unstoppable and you become passion, pure passion in action. And that is a very exciting energy to add to the world, because when you're sending that out, that is what's coming back. Ultimately, when you discover your own inner power, your own inner alchemy, you recognize you've got the ability to attract things that you want into your life. Once you get to this understanding, it becomes more than that. It becomes your desire to want to help humanity, to want to help mankind. Because when you tap into that energy, that is far bigger than, oh, can I attract a new car? Can I attract a new house? Of course you want to attract all of that. But when you start to want to help mankind and other people, not just yourself, what happens is this alchemy, this transmutation of converting one thing into another benevolently, pivoting negative experiences and challenges for the better. Maybe you've lost, a parent when you were young, and having done something that's caused a lot of pain, and so you want to pivot from that and help more people and create a fabulous, stable family for yourself. Maybe you've had a challenge in your life that is so deep that it makes you want to go, I want to give something better to myself and to someone else as well. This is alchemy at work. Every generation is always wanting to do better than the generation before. And I've always said to my folks, thank you for passing me on your positive aspects. And all those negative aspects, what I've tried to do is transmute them and turn them around like alchemy and turn them into something better. So I've got positive instead of positive negative. And then I know that the next generation beneath me, when I have kids, they too will do exactly the same as I've done. They will take my qualities and they'll take my negative aspects and hopefully transmute those as well, because every generation has to supersede and do better than the other one, transmutating all the challenges they learn from their family. So it's all about balance. So the more you are able to transmute the challenges of life, turn it into something better, the stronger and more powerful alchemist you will be in your life, and you'll be a benevolent force in the universe. And in doing so, the universe will give you exactly what you want and even more abundance, because you're adding value into the world, because we are creators and we create through our thinking and our feeling. And when we tune ourselves into this passion of wanting to be able to help and uplift other people and add value to other people and take the pains of the past and turn them into possibilities for the future and the now, in doing so, the universe will give you so much. You will be a finely tuned in, tapped in being into pure positive energy, and you will feel good. And in doing so, and you feel good, this is like a force field around you, giving you more and more health and vitality and energy and well-being. So being an alchemist is essentially being able to pivot life, transmute the pains of the past and turn them into possibility. So in Paulo Coelho's book, he had several quotes, and I've kind of revamped and rechanged a little bit, and I want to share them with you. If you haven't read this book already, go out and check out this book. This book is absolutely brilliant, and I remember reading it in one night, in one sitting. But the main takeaways I want to list here for you. So it's something for you to allow these thoughts to digest for you, because we're all alchemists, but we don't even recognize we are. And when we start to use our minds and our hearts, when we start to look at things differently, life begins to present things differently to us. When you're first discovering your inner power, that you actually have the ability to manifest your dreams and for them to actually come true, life becomes so much more interesting. And you recognize that when you feel great, great things happen to you. This is alchemy. This is when you're like, wow, my thoughts can turn to things. Life becomes super exciting. My second thing on the list, which will help you tap into your inner alchemist, is this. Listen to your heart's calling. What's your heart telling you to do? Where are you being drawn to? Are you being drawn to make music? Are you being drawn to make videos? Are you being drawn to spend more time in the ocean? Are you being drawn to like help kids, with education or something like that? What are you being drawn to? Are you being drawn to set up a new business and help more people? What are you being drawn to? Listen to that fuel and that spark in your heart, because when you listen to that calling, you're going to be tapping into your inner alchemist. And when you listen to that and follow it up, wow, be prepared, because your journey is just beginning, and that is a really exciting place to live from. Another way you can activate your inner alchemist is by just looking at anything that's ordinary and look at it from eyes of, how did that do that? When you watch the wind blow through the trees and the leaves, just spend a little time marveling at that. That is the awesome power of Mother Nature. She slows us down. She makes the ordinary look super extraordinary. And that type of presence, that you are keeping your eyes open to those types of things, to activate your inner alchemist, just go for whatever it is you're going for. Forget fear of failure. You're always going to make mistakes along the way. But if you fear making any mistakes, if you fear failing at all along the way, what's going to happen is that you're never going to get going. Alchemy is changing yourself from one state to the other. And as human beings, we're always evolving. Look at Madonna. She's always creating a new persona or a new character or a new costume, always reinventing themselves. As human beings, we have to constantly reinvent ourselves to keep it fresh, to keep it fun, to keep it light. And if you're always going to stay the same in the same identity, what's going to happen is you're never going to expand. And as human beings, we definitely need to expand to be able to feel fulfilled. Look at changing yourself. Don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. Don't be afraid to fail along the way. To be an alchemist, to activate that inner alchemist of yourself, where you're standing in your true power and being able to change things from a negative to a positive. That is such a huge skill. And if everyone on this planet could do that, what a world we'd live in. And you can do that, and you can be the example of that by pivoting any challenges into your life and turning them into something better. And you do that when you go for your dreams and you go and follow your heart, whatever it may be. And yeah, it's going to be scary, but do it anyway. What have you got to lose? The only thing that you've got to lose eventually is all the pain that you felt. And then what will come from pain is that will be transmuted into success and fulfillment. So let that past go, transmute that pain and turn it into your own gold, turn it into your own treasure. That is how you'll activate your inner alchemist. So in closing, keep your eyes open. Look for the extraordinary in those ordinary moments and recognize that you are an alchemist on the trail and on the journey, your own hero's journey of discovering your own treasure. And the treasure isn't out there, folks. It's within you. And the treasure you will discover is who you are and what you become along the way on your journey, from pivoting from the negative challenges that you've had into the positive outcomes that you will inevitably discover. Life is a discovery. It's a discovery of yourself and what you're capable of and all the beautiful things that you can create and share with the world. And when you help and uplift other people in the process, life becomes so much more rich and rewarding and fulfilling. And you'll recognize that you're an alchemist the whole way along, journeying and experiencing, turning those base metal golds, those heavier moments of life, and turning them into something beautiful for the world to see. And what the world will see won't necessarily be your externals. It will be the energy that you're adding into the world, the beauty that you are, revealing that beauty that you are to the world. That is the unmasking of who you really are. And that is a true alchemist at work. What you've learned on the show today is what an alchemist is, why you have the ability to activate this inner alchemist within you, and then some ways about how you can do that. Because this journey is all about you. If you've enjoyed the show, please remember to like, subscribe and share. And as always, I wish you green lights all the way.